Okay, we're going to learn how to dope like a possum. Here we've got some Randolph taunting nitrate dope. Here we've got some just plain old acetone, and this is how I mix my dope. This is a 35cc syringe from the farm store. This is just Crisco. Keeps the rubber of the syringe from getting so swelled up from the acetone. I like to do the first coat on my tissue at about 2 parts of dope to 3 parts acetone. It's pretty important to clean this out when you're done. Obviously the dope will stick everything together. If you leave acetone in it, it'll kind of make the rubber soft and the plastic gooey. But I've probably been using this same syringe, I don't know, for a week or better now. Just pull it apart when you're done and set it somewhere on its end to dry out. I always pour my acetone out in a jug like this so I can clean a brush if I need to. You should never allow your wife into your shop, because she'll discover just where all of her pretty little fruit jars went. Okay, these pieces of framing have already had 3 coats of nitrate on them. The first coat was thinned very, very thin. It was thinned probably 1 part of dope to 3 parts of acetone, and I like doing that because it makes it soak down in the wood further. The second coat and the third coat were 1 to 1. But it's important to coat your wood first. First of all, the nitrate dope gives it a little extra strength, and secondly, it gives the tissue something to bond to. There's my tail feathers. And word to the wise, these are some ailerons. I had them started covering them in polyester dress liner, and I didn't like how it was kind of baggy, so I was going to shrink it a little bit more with an iron. And you can see just how flammable dope is. But I was able to obviously put it out, or I wouldn't have nothing in my hands to hold. Here's a piece of the tissue I'm going to use. This is just cheap tissue. Nothing special about this at all. We're not building a fine Swiss watch, we're building a stinking airplane. Obviously, after I've been doping on this table a little while, I'm not going to do all my parts cutting here. I'm going to go do it on the other table. Very important to be clean, and I'm not, so I end up with all kinds of creative little fuzzy stuff in my paint sometimes. Everybody's fault but my own. Don't have to be overly accurate on this. Again, we're building an airplane, a model airplane. We're not building a fine Swiss watch. It's actually easier when you're doping this stuff down if you leave yourself somewhere to get a hold of that. I know some of the purists will say, well, you got to put the shiny side up or the shiny side down, and you don't dope the shiny side, you got to dope the dull side. I don't give a hoot. I don't think it makes a lick difference. I could be all wrong, all wet on that, but I don't think it makes a bit of difference. Okay, now I like to start with the hardest part first. I think the rudder or the elevator here is going to be about the hardest part.